Turned was certainly a headline as the Cavs hosted the Lakers. LeBron James being welcomed with a warm one, including a tribute video. Evidently, that one hit a little different for Bron. Now in-game action, Luka up to LeBron. 11 points on the night for him. Fewest he scored against the Cavs in his career later in the first. Doncic misses the three, but then there's a ledge there in Cleveland. He would fall off, roll his left ankle. It's not looking great. He would head to the locker room, but Cavs court actually had that drop off. Lakers led by 4 after the first frame. They would get Luka back later, and in that second frame, it's a 7-point game, and Luka gets the friendly shooter's bounce on a 3 to make it a 10-point game. Luka with the game hot 29. Under 3 minutes left. Donovan Mitchell out to Jalen Tyson. He had himself a night, 20 points. Cavs led by 2 at the break. In the third, it was a Cavs 3-point barrage. It was Donovan Mitchell there. Then Donovan Mitchell again off the screen. Then DeAndre Hunter's going to get in on the action on the drive and kick from the right wing. Catch up 6 of 22 from 3 in the first half, but then drop 7 of 12 in the third quarter alone. That would wind up separating the Cavs. They would lead by 22 after 3. Fourth quarter action now. LeBron on the turnover. Mitchell going the other way. Hey! Two-handed dunk rather. The elevation hit 25. Cavs rolling at that point. And then Bronny James checked into the game. The younger James, he would start like his daddy a little bit. Gets the stick, converts it to offense. Bron's impressed, but I love the parallels. By the time we got to post-game talking, though, it was much more introspective for LeBron.
This is your 8th time playing against the Cavs since you joined the Lakers, so it's your 8th tribute video. But this one seemed to hit you harder.
I was talking to TT about that earlier, too.
Why did this one hit you harder, and when's the last time you got choked up like that?
I think it's just come from just being present. I was just more present today than I've been over the last, I guess, the previous set. It wasn't like, it wasn't the highlights that was going on. Obviously, that's a great memory for me, but I was young. I had no idea. I was just out there just being ultra competitive. I think I was 22 in that video. Some of the previous videos, I think one they showed us actually winning a championship too. So that video would have, if I was going to get emotional, it would have probably been that one. But I just, like I said, just being present in the moment, and definitely got to me a little bit, for sure. And I was, like I said, super thankful. Yeah, it's so weird and so cool and so surreal. My mom get to watch her son and her grandson play in the NBA at the same time. Actually just started to think about how insane that is. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Ben Perk back with us now, and sure, it may be a matter of being more present, but it was clearly a lot of emotion shown by Bron in this specific return. Perk, what might this signal for the prodigal son of Cleveland?
That the end is near, and I ain't thinking it's this year, but next year. And look, I've been knowing LeBron since about 1996, right? And I've never seen him emotional ever. And this one time right here said it all. We have to realize this man has given his entire life to the NBA and the game of basketball. When you talk about greatness, when you talk about blood, sweat, and tears, this is the prime example of that. And LeBron James, listen, what he has done carrying this torch for 2+ decades, I mean, in great fashion, should be applauded. And I believe it will be applauded. I believe he's going to play another year. I believe it should be in the Cavs uniform. And I believe he should have and be grateful and receive that farewell tour with open arms. The NBA wants it. Us as fans wants it. And his peers want it. And LeBron James deserves it.
And I imagine the fact that he would be in a Cleveland uniform, and your suggestion is something to behold for sure. Now, let's dial it back into the game itself. When it comes to the Lakers as a whole, less than an ideal effort defensively, obviously. But what stood out to you in this Lakers loss?
Well, their lack of athleticism. Anytime they play a team that have athletic guards, fast guards, and a dynamic roller, and like a guy like Jared Allen, he was tearing DeAndre Ayton ass up in the first half. And then it came from all over the place in the second half. When you look at a young man like Tyson, who looked like a seasoned vet out there, Donovan Mitchell chipped in and did what he do best. And then also you got some great production from DeAndre Hunter. It showed again tonight on national TV that the Lakers' Achilles heel is on the defensive side of things.
All right, Perk, we got some news to get to, so stand by for us right fast, all right?
All right.
On the East Coast.
James back in Cleveland. Cavs right now taking it to the Lakers. Dominant second half.
But so frustrated right now. Just a series of things is not going the Lakers' way.
James just 11 points as the Lakers lay a huge egg.
Yeah, that 30-point L the Lakers took Wednesday probably sounded a little more than the 14-point loss Bron took in his home NBA debut. That was when it was Gund Arena. Now it's Rocket Arena and LeBron's a Laker. Things have been turned on their heads, frankly. LeBron 9-3 as a visiting player in Cleveland, averaging 31 points per game, and was welcomed back with open arms. But that wasn't always the case. If we rewind the clock about 15 years ago, LeBron returned to Cleveland for the first time as a heel. Fans furious with him still after he took that free agency trip down to Miami. But all's well now, and in the tribute video, you can see that LeBron was clearly moved. The same old intro broke down this go-round. Early first quarter action, LeBron gets a bucket on the score sheet early. Again, 11 points for him, lowest he's ever scored in his career against the Cavs. That was a tough layup that goes. Cavaliers led by 2 at the break. We moved to the fourth quarter where LeBron was on the bench, but the fans were cheering for another member of the James family. And they would get Bronny. He would enter the game in the fourth quarter. About 3 minutes left, gets the steal, turning defense into offense.
They wanted Bronny.
Yeah. And I think you can celebrate this, especially when you're up about 30. It's all good. It's fine. LeBron finishes with 11, Bronny with 8. But the Cavs win 129-99. Tough night for Bron against the Cavs, who handed him his worst loss in the 25 times he's played his former team. This was LeBron's 440th career regular season game at Rocket Arena, and only the 5th time he's lost by 30. But David Benham has more on the macro for the King.
There was no definitive statement by LeBron James after the Lakers lost to the Cavs that Wednesday was his final game played in Cleveland. But then again, there was no definitive statement that it wasn't. LeBron told me that he hasn't made a decision on his future after this, his 23rd season. But to see how emotional he got during Cleveland's video tribute, it's clear that retirement is a possibility.
Now, obviously, the question gets asked more, and the thought, creeps in my mind more at 41 years old of when the end is and where's the finish line for us to hang this thing up. So, but the drive on how much juice I can squeeze out of this moment. I'm in a battle with Father Time. I'm kind of taking it personal. See how many more times I can be victorious over him. But I'm not I won't be one of those guys that won't be able to walk off the court. That's for sure.
LeBron had one of his worst games of the season with 11 points and 6 turnovers in the loss. But the blowout opened the door for Bronny James to get extended minutes in the fourth quarter, and he took full advantage of it with a dunk and 2 threes with Gloria James in the stands. Said LeBron, "My mom gets to watch her son and her grandson play in the NBA at the same time. I actually just started to think about how insane that is."
It's an insane amount of perspective, and yeah, when you add this perspective of LeBron spending a total of 11 seasons with the Cavs, almost half of his 23-season NBA career, gets a little bit more ridiculous. He is their all-time leader in regular season points, rebounds, and assists. Only 3 other players can say the same for a single franchise. That's MJ for the Bulls, KG for the T-Wolves, and Giannis, the Bucks.
All right, Trav, speaking of Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's getting ready to leave Milwaukee ahead of the trade deadline February 5th. League sources said several teams have made, quote, aggressive offers to the Bucks for the 2-time MVP, and the organization starting to listen. Sources also said the Greek Freak informed the Bucks for months that he thinks it's time to move on after 12 years in Milwaukee. Shams Charania has more on what the Bucks want in return.
Sources tell me that the Bucks have indicated to rival teams that they want a blue chip young talent back in return, as well as a surplus of draft picks. So some combination of both of those things. And so I'm told Miami, New York, Golden State, and Minnesota are among the teams with the strongest interest in Antetokounmpo so far in this process. And the Bucks are getting plenty of aggressive offers for Giannis, and they're going to sift through those this week and next week. They've also informed teams that they are not in a rush. They could take this into next summer. Any team that wants to trade for him will have to know if he's going to be there long term. They're going to give up the assets necessary for the 10-time All-Star.